Why the title, Beyond the Bus? Did you know that Mrs. Parks traveled throughout the South in the 1930s, 25 years before the bus incident, to document rape victims, both men and women, in Alabama? That was really quite extraordinary. In 1944, it was Mrs. Parks who investigated the rape of 24-year-old Reese Taylor. Mrs. Parks didn't just stop there in documenting it. She founded the Committee for Equal Justice, which became the catalyst for Black women's civil rights resistance. In the 1950s, she brought people of all races into the NAACP. Did you know that in the 60s, she protested the Vietnam War? She referred to Malcolm X as her personal hero and joined the Black Panther movement. She is credited by Anna Hageman of NOW as being the founder of NOW, but she didn't want the press to be centered around her as a person, so she took a back seat. She would never allow them to recognize her involvement in the founding of NOW. You only know about it in Anna's biography. In 1968, she began lobbying for Black reparations. In 1969, she went on record showing the similarities of police harassment in Montgomery, with what was happening in Detroit with the riots in '68. Her husband's barbershop, her beloved husband, had been destroyed, not by the rioters, but by the police. In the 1970s, she taught recycling at her institute. She became a vegetarian. Her list of firsts goes on, but I have one that you might not know about also. In 1991, she testified against Justice Thomas during his Supreme Court confirmation hearing, focusing not on Anita Hill, but on his dismal civil rights record. But although this book is about all the things Mrs. Parks accomplished that people don't know about, this is not a historian's account. My book is about her heart and about her soul, and the lessons of leadership I learned while Mother Parks lived with me, when I traveled with her after I learned who she was, which is about 3 years later, and then when she asked me to sit on the founding board of this museum.